Good, Anya. Good day, blessed soul friends, SFFs, soul friends forever. I really appreciate you. I see you, I hear you, I appreciate you. And I'm so happy that you're here this morning in the oneness that we're all in. You know that there's no such thing as it that the physical proximity to each other. It kind of makes things a little bit dicey, if you know what I mean. I mean, a lot of people have become best friends for life over these old days when they didn't have the easy text to the person, or you could just call them and talk to them, where it's just letters, just love letters, and everything was fine because it was a non-physical relationship, right? It's a non-physical reality, my dear. And I just want to remind you of that we are inward versus outward. Huh? We're innies, not outies. We seek inward. We have transcendental devotion. Our whole attention is inside. As Carl Jung said, uh, he or she who looks outside dreams. He or she who looks inside awakes. All right. So I thought these are some words from Hafiz that I'm just going to sing a little bit of them this morning just to put us in the mood, how inside the focus needs to be. All right. He said, "My dear, let prayer become your beautiful lover. My dear, let prayer become your beautiful lover. Become free of this world, become free of this world. Let prayer become your beautiful lover. Become free of this world, become free of this world. Let prayer become your beautiful lover. Let prayer become your beautiful lover. So cultivate your mind, cultivate your heart to that depth that it can give you everything. So cultivate your heart, cultivate your mind to that depth that it can give you everything. Everything a warm body can. Everything a warm body can. So cultivate your mind and cultivate your heart. Cultivate your mind and cultivate your heart. Why just keep making love to God's child form when the friend himself is standing before you? Why just keep making love to God's child form when the friend himself is standing before you? So open arms, so open arms. The friend himself is so open armed. So cultivate your mind and cultivate your heart. Become free of this world, become free of this world. Let prayer become your beautiful lover. You know, we now pray over what we used to drink over, okay? The AA program says we now pray over what we used to drink over. So, whatever is our limitations and some bad habits that's still lurking around, um, let's just pray. Let's just go right to the transcendental devotion, and let's realize these words: the omnipresent beam of divinity is everything and everyone. So we could pray for that, and with that consciousness, a lot better than anything physical that this world could ever bring us, man and woman. Good morning, Vinny. So happy to see you. So happy to see you. I'm so proud of you. You are a omnipresent beam of divinity, my friend. Your children, omnipresent beams of divinity. Your wife, omnipresent beam of divinity. All your clients, omnipresent beams of divinity. Everything is that. You're going to see coming right up. my dears. Coming right up. We are on chapter 12. We're on our ending verses, which are just it's just been building, building, building. And this is the climax, these ending verses of what we've understood or tried to understand or do our best to understand in this chapter 12. We've been going for maybe a few months on this chapter, but who's rushing anyway? Huh? We're in the loving presence, eternal now presence, loving eternal now presence, right here, right now. That's all. That's all we can deal with. You know that overwhelm is anything other than being in this present moment with the loving presence. Otherwise, it's overwhelm, it's stress, it's worry, it's fear, anxiety, it's like depression galore, right? You get what I'm saying, right? Good morning. Good morning, Brookie. So glad to see you, beloved. So glad to see you, both beloveds. And all beloveds, we're linked hearts with all beings. If we have one issue with one person today or whoever we think about and we don't have a very good feeling about, guess who gets that boomerang? We do. You ever wonder why your energy is low? Just kind of sit back and look at how you're thinking about others and what's happened in the world and all that. You are it. We are interrelated as one. So anyone else or anything that happens outside is absolutely connected to me. All right. So if we can just love it, if we can accept, embrace, and love what is, then all of a sudden we have just lifted our mood. We're no longer in depression. We're no longer in anxiety. We're no longer in overwhelm. We're no longer in stress. We're no longer worried about our children and blah blah blah. Right. So that's where we're at this morning. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? Here it is, page 854. God Talks to Arjuna, chapter 12, volume 2, verse 17, page 854. He or she who feels neither rejoicing nor loathing toward the glad nor the sad aspects of phenomenal life, who is free from grief and cravings, who has banished the relative consciousness of good and evil. And we know Rumi's quote, there's a beyond right and wrong, there's a field, come and join me there. Right? You've heard that. Beyond right and wrong, beyond good and evil, beyond grief and craving, beyond glad and sad, there is a field. Come and join me there. The field of the transcendental consciousness and transcendental devotees who are devoted to devotion, transcendental devotion. All right, that's what's in the field. So let me just read this again. I'm sorry I interrupted. I didn't even finish the verse. He who feels neither rejoicing nor loathing toward the glad nor the sad aspects of phenomenal life, who is free from grief and cravings, who has banished the relative consciousness of good and evil, and who is intently devout. Who is intently devout. Now, that's intently means intention, that your intention is intensely devout, right? He or she is dear to me. See, these are still the qualities that are endearing to God that we're talking about. And it's funny that this God is not a part of his creation. We are in God. God is beyond this creation. God is the consciousness that creates these scenes. He's the omnipresent beam of divinity. We keep forgetting that, right? That we're not a part of this world. We are 100% divine beings having divine experiences. So watch your words, dears. You can say, oh, I'm a divine being having human experience, but that just gives more permission for your human qualities to take you over today and make your day quite miserable, relatively speaking, to the joy that can be felt in these qualities that are endearing to God. It makes really good sense, sixth sense, intuitive sense to me. Does it to you guys and girls? Huh? Soul heroes and heroines? I'm glad Martha's on. I'm so glad Marty's on and Lisa and Jim Clark. Oh my God, this makes my day. You are the most loyal, divine, cosmic beings that I've talked to today, that I've seen today. Thank you for that. All right. Wow, intently devout, intently devout. And later we're going to see that transcendental devotion. I noticed ever saw those two words together in Yogananda's writings coming up. Transcendental devotion. That will take care of it. All right. So all of these qualities that we're going to talk about right now are very dear to the beloved. So Yogananda comments and says the yogi and yogini who do not identify herself or himself with the relativities of the cosmic dream dramas. What? He just so nonchalantly puts out the truth, and it's just like bang, if you're really paying attention, right? It's just like, what? What? Makes you want to kind of just close your eyes and meditate on what we just started with. The yogi and yogini who do not identify themselves means that you have a greater focus. You have something you want to focus on much more than you do getting and all emotionally involved at the dramas and the traumas or the relativities of the cosmic dream dramas. They're just dream dramas, my dears. This outer world is just a dream drama. But instead, whoever beholds the omnipresent beam of divinity, whoever, but whoever beholds, that means all the time beholding. I'm gonna put a challenge down for you for today. How many times, and it go for at least 100 times, will you say that when you see, hear, smell, taste, or touch anything, when your loved ones, your children, whatever, the news broadcast, whatever you're looking at, can you say, wow, this is the omnipresent beam of divinity? This person is the omnipresent beam of divinity. This car is an omnipresent beam of divinity. Anything and everything that you see in this manifested creation, God is not in it. We are in God. This creation is in God. So don't get fooled that God is, interested in who wins the ball game. Who's going to take away more gold medals in the Olympics coming up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's happy if you're happy about it, and he's even happier if you are with him when you enjoy things like that. Okay, don't get us wrong. We're not here to not enjoy things. We're here to really be in joy. We're here to be out of our human mind in joy and happiness and love, right? I think you all get that. Look at that sun that Marty put up on that chat. That's beautiful. Woohoo! Yeah, a little emoji sun. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. Thank you for that, Marty. Okay, so the Yogiyo Yupini who do not identify themselves with the relativities of the cosmic dream dramas. Boy, the bar has been set very high already this morning. But whoever beholds the omnipresent beam of divinity that created them, you want the giver of the gifts. But the omnipresent beam of divinity that created all these dream scenes and these dream thoughts and these dream feelings and these dream emotions, it's the omnipresent beam of divinity that created them, is beloved by the Lord. Anyone who's going to ever behold the omnipresent beam of divinity, I see you, omnipresent beam. I see you. That's a hot piece, Beloved, I'm so glad to see you, you know. He says, there I bow my head. At the feet of every creature, this constant submission and homage of kissing God all over someday every lover will do. There I bow my head. There I bow my head. There, oh omnipresent beam of divinity that creates all, I bow my head. This constant submission and homage of kissing God all over someday every lover will do. Man and woman, what a morning for us where we are. What a morning. What a morning. A true devotee, a true devotee, some say it that way. I kind of like it. Devotee. I don't know what the right way to do it. I think I just usually say devotee. A true devotee is ardently devout in all aspects of his and her life. That's another gem. That's another nugget. You all, that's another nugget. Did you catch it? A true devotee is ardently devout in all aspects of her life. So it's all about what? Love. It's all about this transcendental devotion. That it's all about you living intently on the inside of your life. Because you will awake. If you're looking outside, you will dream. The dream cosmic dramas. His or her, that yogi who is ardently devout in all aspects of their life, their mental equilibrium is not affected. Is not affected. Our equilibrium, our peace, our calm, our center, our soul center, our shanti, our peace is not affected by good fortune or calamity. The likes and dislikes, the twin snares, as Krishna says, the twin snares. Because either way, you lose. Because you're not seeing the one invisible, intangible, non physical reality as the creator of this relative dream drama hologram. That's those souls who are ardently devout, true devotees, are not overpowered by grief under any circumstances. She or he feels no anger at non-fulfillment of desires. Wow, what does this leave us with, kids? An untethered soul is what it leaves you with. Untethered souls, not tethered to the mind, not tethered to the emotions, not tethered to our aches and pains and our approaching transition out of these bodies. No, no longer affected by grief under any circumstances. We feel no anger at non-fulfillment of desires. We are free from material longings and have thus risen above the duality of good and evil. Become free of this world, become free of this world. Let prayer become, let your ardent devotion become the beautiful lover. Become free of this world, become free of this world. Let prayer become your beautiful lover. You understand that a little better now, right? Right? You know why we sing, don't you? You do, because love is the song of the soul singing to God. In the Rig Vedas, the earliest capture of wisdom and from awakened beings are in those Vedas, right? And they were typically sung. The master who had intuited it and was an awakened soul, liberated soul, sang those verses. Love is the song of the soul singing to God. That's why we love to sing. That was verse 17. Potent, huh? But let me just read to you what I found up on my Facebook page, which if you haven't looked, I put a proposal up there for you. I don't know if you saw it. And I'm offering free release, free access to what I call 5 sacred secrets to heart-centered meditation. My 5 sacred secrets to heart-centered meditation. I'm getting a lot of takers. You should see that. You should post on that if you can, and I'll get you the first one. I send them every other day. You'll have your package of 5 heart-centered meditation. But anyway, that distracted me a little bit to what I have put up on my Facebook page, or I didn't put it up because I want that post to stay up for a while. Every morning I wake up and there's people say, I want it, I want it, I want it. What does that say? Could that be a sign that there's more souls that are just so tired of this outer world so brokenhearted about it, so wow, what's happening and this and that, that they get this calling from their soul. Well, that's why God created it, so that it would move you toward your soul, move you toward the truth, my dears, toward me, the only one, the omnipresent beam of divinity. All right. All right, let's do this. All right. It says, what do you want? Kind of apropos to what we're talking about, right? What do you want? What do you want? That's how else are you going to focus on the transcendental devotion or of the soul qualities that are endearing to God if your focus is on the outer part of this world? You'll get nailed every single time the mind goes outward. Every time you have a thought that somebody is, that's what's going to affect your system. That's what's going to bring you down. Now, remember, we're all interrelated, my dears. Really important. Have you asked yourself lately, what do you really want? Have you probed deep into your feelings, and in spite of what they are, you make the call on how you really want to feel? Is your mind questioning you more these days, or are you questioning it more? And what kind of satisfaction are you finding in the things you do, in relationships and in service to the world? I don't know about you, but I'm getting crystal clear about these questions. What I really want is to be drunk with the joy of spirit night and day. My Guru Paramahansa Yogananda used to sing, I'll sing thy name, I'll drink thy name, and I'll get all drunk with thy name. His Guru Sri Yukteswar used to sing night and day in thy joy, O Lord. Night and day, oh night and day, in thy joy, O Lord. Aren't you glad we have these kind of mentors? What else? Boy, we'd really be stuck, wouldn't we? We'd really be spinning our wheels here. I want to be so drunk with the love of God, I don't know the difference between night and day. Then I want to pass out in Divine Mother's unceasing love for me. I want to get drunk, and then with the Divine Mother's arms, and then I want to pass out. I want to pass out in her loving arms, unceasing, in her loving arms of unceasing love for me. She loves me. She loves me more. Is my in and out breath while I rest in her eternal arms, thanking her continuously for taking care of every detail in my life. When I come to from her arms, if I could take it, right, I still may be drunk in ecstasy. When I come to, I want to be energized with the Om joyous vibration and the Om music of the spheres while listening to the greatest love songs ever to the beloved. That music of the spheres, the Om. I want to ride the ascending wave of Om joy vibration until all energy morphs into the ever new expanding love light of Christ. You might make it a little exercise today, maybe no more than 5 minutes, and just write down, what do you want? As I keep expanding in the love light, I want to feel the oneness with my master team, so all we ever do is radiate love and peace everywhere. Finally, I want to crash, soul first, into the center of my heart, where the beloved and I make unceasing divine love to the tune of eternal ecstasy. Where my beloved and I make unceasing divine love to the tune of eternal ecstasy. I want all this while I'm still in the body. I want it all today. What do you want? Okay, it's all good, right? It's all good, my dears. Verse says 18 to 19. Do you want to hear more about you, the real you? Don't you love to talk about you, the real you? Don't you love to talk about others as the real them? Don't you love that? Aren't you happy that you can see your loved ones today? Maybe that's all you're going to focus on, is that you're going to see them as this omnipresent beam of divinity. That you're going to see them as this omnipresent beam of divinity, of the light, of the joy, of the bliss of God. How is that? Huh? I see you. I hear you. I understand you. I appreciate you. Oh my God, my beloved. There I bow my head. Beloved, I'm so glad to see you. He or she who is tranquil before friend and foe alike. This is page 855. Again, verses 18 to 19, chapter 12. He who is tranquil before friend and foe alike. Friend and foe? Be just even minded, even keeled, like there's a friend, and it's an omnipresent beam of divinity, and there's a foe. Oh, you're an omnipresent beam of divinity too. Hello, foe. Hello, neighbor. Right? He who is tranquil before friend and foe alike, and in encountering adoration and insult. Oh, hello, omnipresent beam of divinity, for the adoration. Oh, hello, omnipresent beam of divinity, for the insult. And during the experiences of warmth and chill, and of pleasure and suffering, who has relinquished attachment regarding blame and praise in the same light. Well, both the blame and the praise is the omnipresent being of divinity. You get what we're all about today, my dears. Is if this makes a difference to you at all, if this brings up a little bit of more light and joy in you, we have really had a successful start of this day. You get more what you focus on. So let's focus on the innie of us rather than the outie of us. Okay, right? It's huge. He who looks or she who looks outside dreams, he who or she who looks inside awakes, says Carl Jung. Who has relinquished attachment regarding blame and praise in the same light, who is quiet and easily contented. Who is quiet and easily contented. Wow, I am so uncontented that you'd have to offer me a lot of money to make me content. Right? Yeah, yeah. We have our priorities a little disorganized, maybe sometimes. Do you think, my dears? Huh? Or we pray for one of our family members or whatever to get over an illness or a cold or something that happened, or a crash of some kind, and yet we should be praying for everyone who's in that predicament. Don't forget the we. Don't forget, that's one of my sacred secrets. Number 4, all about the we. Linked hearts. Linked hearts. We're interrelated. We are one and the same. How I think, you are going to feel that. How you think, I'm going to feel. So if I keep my vibe up, you get all the bennies. If I keep my vibe low, I'm bummed and you're bummed. You see how it works? It's simple. We're all one. So, as Rumi once said, would you hurry up and get God realized, please? Because you are me and I am you. Would you hurry up and get God realized? All right. Who is quiet and easily contented, not attached to. This is a good one for us, family people. Remember, I'm a monkey. I'm a monkey, and yet a family person too. But I think once I decided I was I was in with God for this entire lifetime, because I thought, man, I've had many lives, and many lives I wouldn't want to know what I was up to. And why don't I give this one to the Lord? Why don't I give this one to the light? Huh? Just one, right? So, who is quiet and easily contented, not attached to domesticity. Domesticity. What a word. The domestic life, right? And of calm disposition and devotional. Of calm disposition and devotional. That person is dear to me. So whether you're monk, solo in life, single, divorce, widow, whatever, or you're happily, so-called happily married, or you're at least, it's just the way it is, and you're just tolerating it at this point, right? Whatever are the reasons, if we can be non-attached to that, that person is very dear to God. whatever our so-called role is. You're going to get more of this. This is the apex. This is the climax of this whole chapter 12. Of course, any sentence that we've already repeated today is the ultimate climax, because there's just truth. And if you are in tune with one solitary so-called truth or aspect of truth, or one little nugget of something that was said that really got you in the heart space this morning, you got the whole thing. You got the whole world in your heart, my dears. You got everything, because you are in everything. And if you have that kind of consciousness, you're very dear to God. So, Yogananda's commentary, you want to hear some of it? When a yogi or yogini knows this world to be a dream motion picture, when a yogi and yogini knows this world to be a dream motion picture of God, without objective reality, it's a dream motion picture without the reality to it, right? That's the sole reality. We are just caught up in the drama. We're caught up in our role. We caught up in the traumas and the dramas. No matter which way we look at it, if we're not in the light, if we're not in the now, if we're not right here, right now, completely aware of what our focus needs to be, and any focus, a transcendental devotion, right, to the unseen, invisible, intangible, omnipresent beam of divinity, then we're going to be stuck for a while, and that's going to bring down our world. But if you stay unstuck and you stay in that high consciousness, then the whole world picks up today, right? It comes down to how you are with you, and I am with me. So a yogi who knows this world to be a dream motion picture of God without objective reality, she and he beholds the manifestations of a friendly hero and a cruel villain, or the experiences of honor and dishonor, of heat and cold, here we are with the duality again, of pain and pleasure, or insult and adulation, or of any other dualistic presentation on the screen of daily life. I said in this video coming up, number 3, for some of you, and when it's time to get your sacred secret number 3, I said, what is it all about? Oh, being in the movies, watching the movies constantly, the variety show of this world, accepting, embracing, and loving what is. It's a witness, as intoxicated with the transcendental devotion to the beam that is causing all of this show outside. Now you can just enjoy the show while you just have your third chakra love blasting every detail of the show and everyone, all the different characters, the villains and the heroes, everything. The robins, we're seeing a lot of red robins these days here in Peachtree City, Georgia. All right. Of pain and pleasure, or insult and adulation, or of any other dualistic presentation on the screen of our daily life. It's a dream that you're watching today. It's a dream right now. Let's dream big. Let's dream truth. Let's dream love. And let's level up. Let's level up, because I am you. You are me. We are one. Let's be global. Globally link our hearts up as the one. All our brothers and sisters are all the siblings of our brothers and sisters on this planet. We are one. I am you. You are me. Plain and simple. Then we're not going to get freaked out on the dualistic presentation on the screen of daily life. The dualistic presentation. Oh my God, design worst hair day. Oh my God, I've been waiting to have that happen for a long time. I'm so stoked, right? Either way, we are pretty contented, pretty centered. If something of a dualistic presentation, that's all you're going to see today if you're not careful. and not have an inner focus rather than an outy focus on the screen of daily life, to be entertaining but meaningless, ever changing. So it will be entertaining if we can just be a witness to this movie show, this drama trauma. It'll be entertaining, but Yogananda says meaningless. Meaningless. Are you going to focus on the meaningless today, my friends? Are you going to think meaninglessly today? Meaninglessness in your thinking? In your thinking about something that is part of this screen of a daily life on the that's a movie screen production, right? God's production, his divine cinema. This is God's cinema, says Yogananda. Stop watching the toy show of this world. Go where the masters have gone. Go to the light. Become one with the beam. But listen, it will be entertaining as a joy watcher. I call it a joy watcher, a bliss watcher, but meaningless, ever changing shadows of delusion. Wow. Hey, what do you think of that, Jim Clark? Marty, what do you think of those words? Huh, Benny? How, Brookie? Lisa? How do you feel about them apples? This meaningless, ever changing shadows of delusion. You're going to put your chips on that? You're going to bet on that today? Huh? You're going to invest in that today? Or next paragraph, such a calm yogi, however, tranquil in speech, or are we going to invest in this? Such a calm yogi and yogini, tranquil in speech, body and mind, ever drinking the nectar of all pervading bliss. Nectar bliss, right? Look past your thoughts so you can drink the pure nectar in this moment. That's a Rumi or a Hafiz. I think it's a Rumi. Look past your thoughts. You know what else he said? Came in this morning and I love it so much. Let me just get it on my screen of awareness right now. Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. This is us. This is us. This is our hearts linked. Because we each one of us have set our lives on fire. If you are here again on the Gita, God talks to you and me, and Arjuna, of course, and all beings, right? Our life is on fire, and we seek only those who fan our flames. So thank you for all your flames. I'm feeling them. I'm feeling them, Marty. I'm feeling you, Lisa and Jim. I'm feeling you, Brooke. I'm feeling you, Venny. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling those flames that you're wafting to me, and I hope you're feeling some of the flames that I'm wafting to you right now. All right, such a calm yogi though you are, each of you, tranquil in your speech, body and mind, ever drinking. Thousand petals nectar drink, drink and drink, drink. Thousand petals nectar drink. Ever drinking, ever drinking. The nectar of all pervading bliss is indeed very dear to God. God, can you imagine to be drunk with the love of God, and that is like super pleasing to Him, to be totally drunk all the time in the ecstasy of your true self? Wow. And then holding everyone in your heart and letting them have that experience too, because you wouldn't want to be you just selfishly enjoying that ecstasy, right? What is that? That's not right. In Buddhism, the first realized after the Buddha got realized, that the next person in the Buddhist teachings the middle way. It's called their path, the middle way, 8 steps of the middle way. And there's 8 steps of Pantanjali's for the yogis, the Hindus, and such. But it said that the first one that attained that same state of nirvana, like the Lord Buddha, was just basically going after himself. And then there came the next level higher, where he was getting realized for all and with all. All right, that became then the the highest form, the bodhisattva kind of thing, mentality, that we don't go across until everyone's going across, right? We're waiting. That's what Yogananda was. He was the bodhisattva too. So, such a calm, tranquil yogi, tranquil in her speech, body, and mind, ever drinking the nectar of pervading bliss, is indeed very dear to God. She and he forsakes the degrading attributes depicted. Wow. Wow. He and she forsakes the degrading attributes depicted in the evil dream pictures of life. Wow. We forsake it. Why? For all the reasons we've talked about already today and always talk about. We forsake the degrading attributes depicted in the evil dream pictures of life, cultivating instead the divine attributes, our soul qualities, depicted in the solitary dream scenarios, depicted in the salutary, those that are worth celebrating dream scenarios. Yes, let's celebrate all the beauty that we see. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it's not just on the surface. It's in the beholder of you knowing the inner beauty of everything, right? That this is God's beauty. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. In the yogi, thou art bliss, right? In the lover, thou art love. In the ocean, thou art grave. In the forest, thou art green. That beautiful song, Oh God, beautiful, by Yogananda. He and she thus earns. This is a great sentence, everybody. He and she, who is just focused on the divine attributes, on this transcendental devotion, we earn our credentials to become free. Have you been kind of in the higher awareness every now and then in your meditation? Hopefully it's daily, that we always see ourselves free, liberated. Free soul, untethered soul. That's my 5th sacred secret. I'm giving them away now. Completely free, free from the traps of imprisonment in the body, mind, and world temptations, completely free from all of that. We earn our credentials to become free. Laudably passing the examinations of mortal existence. We have constant exams here. And we're constantly passing the examinations of mortal existence. Just be happy, don't worry, right? That's one way to do it. Stay in joy. They're very, very high vibration. The yogi and yogini do not seek fame. It goes pretty deep here. Or recognition for her temporary role. Wow. Dads, moms out there, and whatever else you think your role is, and if you have gone deeper than that and your ultimate purpose, and maybe even deeper than that, and you see yourself as not attached to your role, that you are an awakening being and you are doing everything day in, day out with constant vigilance and this iron grip on the thought system of your brain kind of thing, to be in the higher states or these divine attributes. Your temporary role, though, is just a temporary role, my dears. Husband, wife, whatever the career path is, and on, it's just a role. So That yogi and yogini does not seek fame or recognition for her temporary role in this drama of incarnations. She and he knows that to strive for recognition from God alone is the only true wisdom. See, I gotta read you this too. He knows that to strive for recognition from God alone is the only true wisdom. Wow. So where are you getting your kudos? Does it have to be wifey or husband or anything else? Your boss, and you're not getting it, so then you get all bummed. You think something's wrong with you, right? Well, let me tell you of a stoic guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's what is it? Epi, Epictetus, Epictetus. Epic, like the word epic, and then Tetus. That's how you say it. Epic, like an epic, Tetus. He was a Stoic philosopher, Greek. And this is what he said: if you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, be your own. Wow. Deep, huh? If you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, now we got a soul witness, right? We got an impeccable observer of life. But if you need a witness, be your own. Because we then can get only one approval, and that is from God alone. From God alone, we want approval. A famous man or woman after death is not aware of her and his renown. For him or her, there's no value in statues erected in his honor, or in having her name engraved on crumbling stones, outraged by time and weather. Man, only Yogananda can say it this way, right? Wow. God. And we want to be somebody when it's all spirit. It's all you, Lord. It's all you. Only you, my love. You're my everything. I am you. I'm your everything. You are me. I am you. We are one. You are me. I am you. We are one. That is what we are about right there. Only you, only you, only you is a great affirmation for today. Only you, along with the omnipresent beam of divinity, seeing that, saying that, seeing that in anything, anyone, maybe specifically your family members today, that please, every time you run into them, affirm to yourself inwardly and really believe it and do it with all of your devotion, right? There's the omnipresent beam of divinity. what, what a shift, huh? What a shift. What a total shift in paradigm too. But the names, this is beautiful. Listen to this. But the names, we're on page 855 if you're reading along. But the names of liberated souls are written in the heart of God. See, rather than the crumbling stones outraged by time and weather, that we want our name up there on those, like on that mountain where there's names of those people, right? That we are only interested in being liberated, number one, and because of that effort and that devotion, that untarnished and unbroken union with the beloved, that effort, that becoming who we truly are, is written in the heart of God, forever recognized by his immortal angels. Would you also consider stopping today and just feel that every time you bring your heart back to this remembrance of the beloved with you, as you, right? Why just keep making love to God's child form when the friend himself is standing before you, so open hearted, so open opened arm. Become free of this world. Become free of this world. Take a moment today, could you, to have these kinds of beautiful divine connections, as many as possible, and then visualize God's immortal angels hovering around you. In this, the soul will rejoice everlastingly. If we just let our integrity stay intact and know that our highest priority is pleasing God. Otherwise, we're out of integrity. All right? Fame in itself is not wrong. A fragrant flower advertises itself. So also does a person offering superior services and time become known. But to crave fame at all costs is dangerous, rife with potential to produce untold suffering. So again, to get any kind of affirmation from anyone, that's kind of saying the same thing, right? That if you're not getting your kudos from a person, you get upset, right? Well, you won't be upset if you're not trying to get a kudo from them. Number one, but if you're trying to please God in the way of this unbroken union kind of idea and this uninterrupted devotion to, right? Then you got the angels all around you. What is it? A flagrant flower advertises itself, so does a person offering superior services becomes known, but to crave fame at all costs is dangerous, rife with potential to produce untold suffering. An unqualified person with an inordinate craving for personal honor is quite apt to receive dishonor as pride goeth before the fall. But the names of liberated souls are written in the heart of God. I'll repeat this, forever recognized by his immortal angels. In this the soul will rejoice everlastingly. Rejoice, rejoice in the light of our souls. Rejoice, rejoice, we're going home. And I promise you there's gonna be dancing, huh? Which is what Yoganand says here. Rejoicing everlastingly, and I promise you there's gonna be dancing and a whole lot of singing. And I promise you there's gonna be dancing and a whole lot of singing as we praise our Lord in jubilation, and we sing our songs for our salvation. Rejoice, 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 rejoice in the light of the soul. The soul will rejoice everlastingly. God, that song works perfect for that, right? But listen, if we're unqualified for this, with an inordinate craving for personal honor, we're quite apt to receive dishonor as pride goeth before a fall. Name and fame are distinctions that come but rarely in the dream pictures of life. Though one's good karma and through the grace and degree of life. So, name and fame are distinctions that come but rarely in the dream pictures of life through one's good karma and through the grace and decree of God. So, if you do have distinction and all that, is that he's talking about it in the positive now that you are in tune with what's happening here. You're in tune with the divine plan. You're in tune with the divine presence. They should not be sought, though, as goals in themselves to be recognized, to be, like I'm a liberated soul. You can't do that. It won't work because the ego is an ego rouser. That's the word not the use is coming up here. Maybe not today, but for sure next stream. There's ego rousers out there, kids. Always going to try to make you feel proud about something. Name and fame are distinctions that come but rarely in the dream pictures of life through one's good karma and through grace and degree of God. Our good karma Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Be with God in every moment, every breath, right? In this, just this breath, in this moment, in my heart, with my beloved, right? In just this breath, in this moment, in my heart, with my beloved, in my heart, with my beloved, in our hearts, with our beloved, in our hearts, with our beloved. But these goals for getting any kind of kudos on it should not be sought as goals in themselves. Anyone who serves selflessly, seeking not to aggrandize himself or herself, but to glorify the Lord God, praise the Lord, receives all the honor she and he deserve, either in this life or in a future existence. You'll get your kudos. You'll get your kudos, but get them from the true place, not from the delusive place, right? These shadows of illusion, these degrading attributes depicted in the evil dream pictures of life. Wow. Or the meaningless, ever changing shadows of delusion, right? We want to get them from our soul. We want to have this joy of everlasting soul celebration. That's what we want. Fame and ill fame are both tests of God. More examinations before we're free. Ordinary mortals lose their psychological equilibrium when caught up in the emotions of these ego rousers. Calm, centered, unruffled, even mindedness, happy to be totally focused on something higher and better. That's all this is. That gives you that equilibrium. Be an innie, not an outie. She who looks outside dreams, and she who looks inside awakes. We're in innies, not outies. Okay? The more you could be an innie today, the happier you're going to be. The more you're an outie, the less happiness you'll have. Equilibrium. So we lose our psychological equilibrium when caught up in the emotions of these ego rousers. Greedy for more fame and angry at ill fame, they become ever more deeply entangled in delusive misconceptions, misgivings. Welcome to planet Earth. Get ready for the misconceptions and misgivings. So let me just end with this paragraph, and then we're going to do this one, the next one next week. All right, just a few short lines, and then we're going to end this dream on a more positive note than delusive misconceptions and misgivings. When fame comes as God's recognition of good qualities, the yogi does not let it go to her or go to his head. It inspires him and her continuously to be better in the eyes of God, his and her guru, and his own conscience, right? Trust, be the witness from within. You are the soul watcher within as the soul. It inspires her and him continuously to be better in the eyes of God. When there is some fame or recognition of good qualities gotten, but you're getting it from God's recognition of good qualities, the yogis do not let it go to their heads. It inspires him and her continuously to be better in the eyes of God, his guru, and his own conscience, not just in the eyes of the public. The public, the dream shadows, illusory shadows. My dears, thank you so much for your time this morning. And yeah, it absorbs. Truth absorbs. What is not true doesn't absorb, it stabs. It stabs. It haunts. So enjoy your true self today. I think we got a good start for all of us. It'd be great if we could tune in with each other and know that as we have a best day ever, that each of us here are getting that, and vice versa, right? So be a we, and we'll go we all the way home together. And so it is. Blessings galore to all of you and to our world, and praise to the one who is the one in all of this, as everyone, everything, everywhere. Namaste.